Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by Burkins Chevrolet. If you're from GA or FLA, you should be driving a Burkins Chevrolet. Come on.
Hit it.
Yeah, we're going to hit it. The rave reviews are rolling in. We've stumbled into the spectacular this morning with the new Hicken ditty. So that's what's the title of that thing?
Take Nick Foles to the Super Bowl.
Take Nick Foles to the Super Bowl.
That's
we'll
what
play in earnest this morning. In fact, we're thinking about calling a day at 9.
Putting it on a
and
loop.
playing it on a loop for an hour. I mean,
in 9 holes.
Well, no one will ever know the difference. So there is that. It's a custom tree search. It's Thursday. Doc Kevin Murphy coming up in 8 minutes, but we've got or in 10 minutes or so, we got the 10-minute drill.
Yeah.
Right now, Dan, do you agree with my perspective on Zion Williamson? To me, he is in that, LeBron James, Tiger Woods, Herschel Walker, guys you knew about since they were in high school.
Yeah.
And something those other three have in common. And I wonder if it's not more common than we think. When there's that much hype, and that much ability, and that much success, and that much charisma, they usually hit, man. What do you think about Zion? Do you think he is in that, or are we forcing him in that realm? But I can't help but draw parallels to some of the other, almost transcendent athletes before they're ever joined their pro team.
I have a lot of good feelings about Zion. I'm not going to I desperately wanted him with the Knicks. We'll get his teammate R.J. Barrett. I was talking to my friend Marcel Robinson down at the station yesterday, and for example, and this is the kind of talk that you'll get, though, he thinks R.J. Barrett will be he said, to mark it down, R.J. Barrett's going to be a better NBA player. I said, really?
Can I get a Huckleberry Hundo out of him, by the way?
I don't see
what
that.
leads you to that thought?
But I hope he's right, and I'm cheering for that.
Well, that's because the Knicks are getting
correct. But, no, I think Zion is in a class by himself. He's a one-name guy. He's charismatic, too. He's a great kid. He's got, he's got the it factor working, and I think he'll be Charles Barkley. I don't see. I think he's Charles Barkley and then some. I mean, the guy had now they nitpick away, and so they'll talk about his outside shot, and that'll get better as he starts shooting more and more.
He does have to have one of those in the NBA, though, because he's not real tall.
Yeah, but he can jump through the building.
I know he can, but you can't. That's
and
not
they worry about the wear and tear with that weight over 82 games a year for 10 years. So those are the kinds of things that.
And you already have the knee from the blowout, the shoe blowout.
But we'll see. It's fun, but I'm rooting for him. I hope he seems like he's a great kid and grounded and hasn't. I really like Zion Williamson. Gosh, I wish he had been a Knick. The Dan Hicken draft party will never be 2019 was an
epic, almost killed Petit Filet. I think the health department would have shut that down if you didn't.
As we look back now,
DCF come calling yet?
An epic failure.
The inaugural and probably only.
Yeah, they'll never. Yeah.
Again,
we might do it again next year.
It's been deemed unsafe. it's like an amusement park that opens and the roller coaster jumps off the tracks.
Yeah,
you can't go back.
Terribly disappointing.
I got a 5-year-old laying at the bottom of the pool, for Pete's sake.
But I'm excited about the draft, and we know the top 3, and I'll ask you: would you take the field, or would you take the top 3? In terms of successful NBA careers, if you added them all up.
I would. If you take Zion out, I'll take the field.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to have Zion as part of your top 3, how about Zion or the field? That's a better question. I still might take Zion. But
I would probably take Zion.
Listen, I don't know if there's a big difference between Ja Morant and Darius Garland.
Ja?
I'm not sure that Cam Reddish isn't as good as R.J. Barrett or DeAndre Hunter or Jarrett Culver or a big man Jackson Hayes. I mean, there are so many prospects out there. I would definitely take the field. And the reason is, go through the list of the best players in the NBA, and there's more outside the top 3 than in.
Yeah.
So not outside the top, round or top 10 even, but outside the top 3, I would take that. I would take that risk for sure. CC Sabathia got his 250th win last night. The Yankees are somehow staying under the radar as baseball's brand name team. I mean, it's not – I would expect more Yankee propaganda at this point of the season. We're in the dead zone, the dog days of summer, and ESPN, shockingly, is not playing up the Yankees like it's, top story every day. But CC Sabathia, if he wasn't in already, just put the final notch on his Hall of Fame belt. This guy did everything that a Hall of Famer does. He had incredible single-season success, and he had longevity that leads to the kind of numbers that he now has career-wise. Where would you put – and this is kind of the interesting point. you know, he represents that Hall of Fame characteristic that you don't have to ever be the best pitcher in the league to be a Hall of Famer.
Apparently not. I was going to take a different tack with CC, and this is wrong of me. Look, he is a Hall of Famer. He's going to the Hall of Fame. But he's a statistical Hall of Famer, kind of in my mind. He's one of only 3 left-handers, I think, in the history of the game with 3,000 strikeouts and 250 wins.
No one. By the way,
incredible.
everyone with 3,000 and 250 are in, except for Clemens, who's being
he's in.
blackballed.
He's a lock.
Certainly, very rarely looked like a Hall of Famer to you.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I don't remember him as
you
a Hall
are
of
agreeing.
Famer.
Well, you're basically.
I remember him as a Hall of very, very good. I remember that stretch run in Milwaukee. That's his shining moment.
It's ironic that they're both Yankees, but it's very much like Mussina.
Yeah.
I think of Sabathia as better than Mussina.
Pettit.
I think of him as better than Pettit.
At least Pettit had those postseason.
You're kind of on the point that I was making. The way I phrase it is, I never felt like he was the best pitcher in the league.
No.
But over the course of 15 years, he might be the best over a bigger window.
I had to remind myself, so I went back and looked. And listen,
he had a 16-9 kind of season.
Had a 3-game stretch at 19-8, 21-7, and 19-8. Now it's not about wins and losses anymore. So as we shift into the next generation, we're going to have to go to the what are the other pitching stats?
You have whip, you have pitching WAR, you have
quality start, whatever the heck it is. But he burst onto the scene 17-5 with a very good inning, but 4.39 ERA. ERA 3.7 is very good in the American League. It's not, but
that's
it's
career.
Not, yeah,
that's pretty good.
But it's not.
Think of the era he's playing in, Dan. The offense has never been harder to curtail. I think a 3.7 now is like a 3.
Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
his ERA will get over by the time he's done, he'll have a 3.5 also.
I don't know.
He pitches to his age, he will. Yeah. How old is CC Sabathia? 38?
This is last year. He's 38.
38. He's at, listen, again,
yeah, he's
in the Hall. Don't get me wrong. Sure. I just don't.
There aren't many starters that only have 120-win season in the Hall.
Only did one National League half a season, so I don't think so. We didn't watch him as much. Probably also fair, but I don't think in other words, if your team's playing his team, I'll tell you what I think is a Hall of Famer. When I peek ahead and I go, oh, we dodged so and so, that's great,
right?
Speaking of Hall of Fame pitchers, shout out, baseball players never really tough, but Scherzer. Shout out to Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
And I said this yesterday. I said, I bet he pitches because I get that feeling of him. Listen, that ain't easy, man. Broken nose, black eye. He's already got 2 different colored eyes. Now he has 3 different colors working up there in that noggin of his. And he pitched beautifully for the Nats, who have passed the Mets for 3rd place, by the way, in the NL East.
Well, and the Nats... And by the way, the Nats look like they're coming a little bit. I don't know. You know who? The Braves go to Washington, and this will be a measuring stick more for the Nationals. If they are going to get back in it, then they need some success this week.
I don't see them coming at all. I don't think they're very good. I think they made a huge mistake, and I don't think they'll recover. I think they
got 3 good pitchers.
I think that GM. I am shocked that GM.
Who's that? Rizzo there.
Rizzo, who now this is how I would wrap up Rizzo's career, his epitaph with the Nats. Let's see. He didn't pitch Strasburg in the postseason when we had a chance to win it all.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
And he let Harper get away. So
I think they did all they could there. From the get-go, they offered him $400 million.
No, they did not offer him $400. They offered him $300. It's
what did he get? $300. That's what he got. $300.
What did he get? Like $330.
That's what I mean. They offered him the $3. That's on Bryce Harper wanting to leave.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he could.
Yeah, but remember the offer they made him too had like 100 of that deferred for like 1,000
till he
years.
was 70 or something. Yeah. So I mean, I get it. It wasn't. I don't think they did all they wanted to do.
And that's fine. Bryce Harper's on pace to hit 27 homers and strike out 200 times.
I understand.
He did the right thing not paying him that much, and the Phillies did the stupid thing by doing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that can be a negative on him, but we're getting way off onto the sidebar now.
Correct. So, but anyway, yeah, shout out to Max Scherzer, toughing it out, pitching.
Are you okay with the last item here? And we've got some more stuff to get into, by the way. I have some very interesting numbers on the PGA or the U.S. Open telecast as far as who they spent time on, how many shots were shown from each golfer, and there was one shocking development from the weekend that we've already referenced. But I want to end it with this. Mm-hmm. I was a Baker Mayfield supporter when you were kind of an anti-Baker Mayfield this time last year as far as the personality. Mm-hmm. The talent won out last year.
Yes.
But so far this offseason, the guy's losing any grace that he built up personality-wise. It's just not cool in my mind, for an NFL quarterback to take a shot at a college quarterback. And that's what Mayfield did yesterday. Are you okay with this?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't beat he's talking about Sam Ehlinger, who's about a 20-year-old college player at Texas.
Texas quarterback.
Correct.
Big kid.
He couldn't beat Lake. These are high school programs in Texas. He couldn't beat Lake Travis, so I don't really care about his opinion on winning. Westlake's a great program, but the two best quarterbacks to come out of there are Drew Brees and Nick Foles. Sam can stay down there in Texas.
That's Baker. That's who he is, dude. Get used to it. That's who he is.
I would like my starting quarterback to grow up at some point.
Yeah, and hopefully he will.
Maybe not take. There's got to be something that you can grind on right now that's a little more important to us than a 20-year-old down in Austin.
We'll talk about it later. I don't know if it's in trending or not, Beef, but speaking of growing up to do, all-time disgrace in Little League Baseball in Colorado.
I saw that.
It's not a good look.
It's all-timer.
I mean, every one of you parents out there who acted the way you did should be banned for the rest of your lives from a Little League park.
From society. They should
Honestly,
all go to
goodness, you should never be. You got a 13-year-old umpire and two 7-year-old teams. 7-year-old.
Yeah, T-ball.
Playing a Little League game.
Yeah.
Just a game.
And the parents got into a huge
And one
brawl.
team had 13 players and one team had 8. So whatever the is. It's obviously they're already ticked. And it escalated, and both sides,
what was the incident
men and women,
that started the
out
brawl?
on the field. Huh?
What was the incident that started the brawl?
What I read was there was some chirping going on because of the interpretation of the rules with a 13-member team and an 8-member team.
Here's an idea.
And then a lady
team get 9.
And then a lady went onto the field, and with a bat.
Face that launched 1,000 wars.
And all heck broke loose. We also have to obviously talk about FSU baseball and Mike Martin. Listen, 40 wins a year for 40 years is a record that will never be touched. You want to talk about unbreakable records? If college baseball teams play 56 to 60 games a year, winning 40 a year for 40 years in a row will never happen, I don't think. But it comes up short again as Texas Tech beats the Noles 4-1. FSU could never hit. They did not hit it all. It's amazing. They pounded the baseball against Georgia.
Yeah. And did okay against LSU.
Yeah, but they went there and won, and just simply
they went back to what they were
historically bad. 2 runs in 3 games.
Yeah, they are.
They put up a graphic last night. It was like Northern Colorado in 1955 scored 2 runs in the College World Series. FSU will join them.
Yeah.
This particular ball club, they could not hit the ball.
Mike Martin told his team after that they'll always be considered one of his most special, and he looks forward to watching them next year. And that's that's fair because they came out of nowhere to extend his final season. And I've just gotten a word on Mike Martin's future plans. He's going to get a cabin up in Georgia with Bobby Cox, and they're going to hang out together till the end.
I think that was a shot.
All right,
a shot at 11 today.
Doc, Kevin Murphy, and more coming up next. This is The Drill. It's a custom tree search Thursday.
Let's do caller number 4 at 641-1010. Beef, tell them what they're going to get real quick.
Caller number 4, Dan, is going to take home a prize pack that features a floral delivery from our friends at Kuhn Flowers, and they'll take home a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Jumbo Shrimp in action down at the baseball grounds of Jacksonville. 641-1010.